How are you feeling, Steph?
Feeling great. Sarcasm.
Can you, sure how it happened? I mean,
You said what?
how did it happen? I mean, it looked like we just sort of looked up at one point and you were reaching for it, but was it on defense? Or was it on...
That defense possession, it's hard to really predict this stuff is what I'm learning. There were no warning signs or any weird feelings. I felt great the whole game up until that point. And then I made a little pivot move on defense and felt something. Didn't think it was nothing or anything. I felt like I could just go get it released and we'd be able to come back out. But with soft tissue stuff like that, it was one of those situations I could have done more damage if I tried to go back out. Right. So obviously a tough break, but hopefully I'll be back soon.
Do you have a target in your mind, or how are you kind of viewing this?
This is new, and from all that I'm learning about how quickly you can get back, there has to be a healing process that is just the way the body works. You can't accelerate it more than what it's telling you, so it'll be one of those after a week, really reevaluating every day to kind of understand when it's safe just to even think about playing, let alone how much can you push it.
You've never had any type of hamstring issues in your life?
The first one.
Even tight hamstrings?
Nah.
Steph, I mean, you're clearly around the team. You're here today. Have you talked to the guys, or do you need to talk to them, or any kind of just hey, I'm here, I'm still around?
No, they talked to me. This is the great vibe in our locker room in terms of them trying to hold the fort down. We have a lot of confidence that we can still win the series, and guys step up no matter how it looks. And it's obviously a situation where you want to think positively and optimistically that we can win games and buy me some time to get back and stretch. Hopefully have another series after this and be able to be in a position where I can get back out there safely, where I'm not putting too much risk on the body if it's not ready. So I think they understand the task. We all are in it together, and I love the feedback I got from my guys of understanding what the challenge is.
Are you still able to get any stationary shots up or anything like that?
Say what?
Are you still able to get stationary shots up or anything?
Nah, I'm a little ways away from that.
You say not too much risk, Steph. I mean, is there going to be a temptation that's okay, there's a chance I could re-injure, but I'm still going to play, or do you have to fight that?
There will be, eventually there'll be conversations like that. I'm not even anywhere close to that right now, so I'm not rushing it. Because like I said, there has to be a natural healing process that happens, and the body will tell you, even if you're able to do normal basketball movements pain-free and all that stuff. And I know how tricky hamstrings can be, where they can fool you and think that it's healed even if you don't feel anything. And so that gray area is a little will be confusing, I'm sure, but I'll do everything in my power to get back as soon as possible.
How was it for you to see the team, the way they played in the second half without you?
That's the strength in what we can do. We have, obviously, Jimmy, Draymond, quarterbacking both sides of the ball. Buddy's playing at a high level. And then the committee of guys who are going to fill in the rotation. And, we're going to rely on our defense. We know that. And even if I'm out there, that's our calling card. But there's a lot of confidence that, the guys can maintain and sustain that level. Minnesota's going to come back, motivated to get a win on their home floor. But over the course of the series, we feel like we're in good shape.
Steph, because you said that the nature of this injury can kind of fool you at times, what would it take for you to feel comfortable when you finally come back? What's the bar for you to have to pass before you get back on the court?
I have no idea because I've never dealt with this before. So if it was my ankles or anything else, I'd be able to tell you pretty quickly. I know by set date I'll be good. This one I have no clue, so I'm not trying to put any expectations other than I want to feel better each day as I go. Obviously working with Rick and his expertise on, again, doing everything that we can to get me back out there as soon as possible. That's the mission, and then whenever that time comes, I should have all the answers.
And until then, is it like 24 hours of like STEM or anything like that, like treatment? Is it?
It's a lot, yeah. It's a little bit of everything.
Steph, does it make it more difficult because of the way that you play? There's a lot of torque, there's a lot of back and forth cutting, and that seems to put, theoretically, pressure on it. Does that make it even more paramount that you're ready when you go back out there?
Maybe, but I don't think so because I've never had this before, and I've played this way my whole life. So, the way that it happened, it wasn't like a crazy, like volatile move or such a dynamic move. So I'm hoping that that back end will be as smooth as possible when that happens, or when I get there. Like, I don't know.
Steph, given that you haven't had this before, have you talked to Gary or someone on the team who has? Because I mean, obviously, not a very uncommon injury.
I will for sure. I haven't. I've been in my feelings a little bit.
Steph, so considering you went through this in 2016, something similar, not a hamstring, but an injury in the playoffs, does that make it more comforting or more frustrating?
More frustrating because when you're 27, you feel like, you're obviously in your prime. Like, every opportunity I have now, you don't want it to be wasted on an injury. Like, I'm thankful it wasn't worse, and I'm very aware of and appreciative that I have even a chance to come back. There's been injuries around the league that you've seen guys don't have that option. So I'm trying to stay in that mind frame, and hopefully things work out where I can come back and we have a chance to keep doing something special. But injuries are always hard emotionally, just because none of this is guaranteed to be back, in this environment or in the playoff experience and have an opportunity like that. So when you get hurt, you have to be intentional about what you focus on.
Are you more able to manage that part of it because you know what's coming, like how it's going to feel, watching games, etc.?
I think it made it worse at the beginning because, fight through a last 2 months of the season, a hard first round, you get through a game 7, the way that we were playing and I was playing individually that first half, I was like starting to feel really, really good about where we were at. And then you kind of get a gut punch like that. So it was like really emotional at first. I think it has helped to have a little bit of an experience that I can stay engaged, keep your skill set right so that when the body says it's ready to go, I can pick up where I left off, and also embrace the work that goes into it, because rehab is hard, and you go through it plenty of times to understand how hard it really is. And but you have to do it in order to be ready for playoff intensity, like right when you come back.